Welcome, everyone. We're about to dive into a topic that is, well, it's just so satisfying. We're talking about what happens when scammers, the predators of the digital world, finally get a taste of their own medicine.
I mean, come on, who hasn't? You get that spam call or that sketchy email, and for a second you just wish you had the perfect, witty comeback, the ultimate plan to turn the tables on them. Well, guess what? Today we're looking at the absolute legends who did exactly that. So, to really appreciate why it's so great when they fail, you gotta get inside their heads first. And this quote, wow, it just says it all, doesn't it? To these guys, you're not a person, you're a target. It's all just a cold, detached game. But what happens when one of those numbers decides to flip the board and play back? All right, so if you want to beat them at their own game, you first have to learn their playbook. And trust me, they have one. It's a psychological game, pure and simple, and it usually breaks down into 3 very specific steps, all designed to manipulate and control you. Okay, step 1, they establish trust. This is huge. They'll pretend to be from your bank or from tech support, someone you're supposed to listen to, right? It plays on our natural instinct to trust authority. Next up, they create this insane sense of urgency. You'll hear stuff like, your account has been compromised, or this offer is gone in 5 minutes. It's all about making you panic so you stop thinking clearly. And finally, the really sneaky part, they isolate you. They'll tell you to stay on the phone, don't talk to anyone else. Why? Because it cuts you off from anyone who might say, hey, wait a minute, this sounds like a scam. But, and this is where it gets really good, their whole plan, their entire script, depends on you playing your part. So what happens when someone realizes what's going on and decides to just go off script? Oh man, that's when the whole thing falls apart in the most spectacular, glorious way. All right, let's talk about the first counter move, and maybe the easiest one. You attack their most valuable asset. And what is that? It's their time. For a scammer, time is money, literally. So wasting their time isn't just annoying for them, it's the ultimate act of defiance. And this right here, this isn't just made up, it's based on a true story. So a scammer calls, right? He's demanding gift card codes. And the person on the other end says, oh, absolutely, but first, would you mind listening to my son's flute practice? And for hours, he just tortures the scammer with the most awful, screechy flute playing you can imagine, all while saying, oh yeah, the codes are coming, just a minute. The scammer eventually just gave up and hung up, made $0. The power dynamic completely flipped on its head. It's beautiful. But here's the most important part of this whole thing, and it boils down to this one simple idea. Every single minute you keep a scammer on the phone with you is one less minute they have to find someone who's actually vulnerable. Think about that. Your silly little prank could literally save a person from losing everything. It's not just a prank anymore. It's like you're standing guard for your community. Okay, so wasting their time is one thing, but some people, they take it to a whole new level. They don't just play defense, they go on the offense. They become digital detectives and start using the scammer's own tools right back at them. It almost always starts with something like this. You've probably seen one. You get an email, a receipt for something expensive you definitely didn't buy, a new laptop, a big screen TV, and there's a big friendly button that says cancel order here. That's the bait. It's designed to make your heart jump and get you to click before you can even think. But the person in this story, they didn't panic. They took a breath and looked closer. And this is a perfect example of what you should be looking for. Look at the fake website on the left. See how the logo is just a little bit blurry? And check out the URL. There's a typo in it. These are the tiny red flags that give the whole game away. This person spotted the fake almost instantly. And this is the cool part, what they did next. 3 simple steps that honestly any of us can do. First, they did a reverse image search of that blurry logo, which of course took them to the real company's website. Then, they checked the registration for the fake website's domain, and what do you know? It was created yesterday. Huge red flag. And finally, they took all this proof and reported the fraudulent site. Not only did they save themselves, they probably saved a ton of other people from falling for it. And that brings us to the main event, the grand finale. We're talking about those perfect chef's kiss moments. The ones where the punishment fits the crime so perfectly, so ironically that it's just beautiful. This, my friends, is poetic justice. Yeah, the term itself comes from literature and plays, but honestly, these real-life stories are way better than fiction. Poetic justice is when a scammer's own plan, their own greed, their own specific little trick
is the very thing that brings them down.
I mean, seriously, does it get any more perfect than this? You have a scammer, right? He's desperately trying to get bank details to steal money. And he gets tricked into a situation where if he actually succeeds in taking money, it goes directly to a police charity. The irony is just, it's off the charts. It's literally using their own trap against them. And look, it goes way beyond just these clever one-liners and funny tricks. By collecting information, reporting those fake sites, and keeping scammers busy while they secretly get the authorities involved, these aren't just victims anymore. They become key players in taking down entire criminal networks. Their actions have serious, real-world consequences for these guys.
So, what can we all take away from these stories? A few really important things. First off, verify everything. If someone calls claiming to be your bank, just hang up, and then call the bank yourself using the number on their official website. Simple. Second, be skeptical. If a deal seems way too good to be true, you know what? It is. Every time. Third, and this is a big one, trust your gut. If something just feels wrong or off, it probably is. And finally, and this is so crucial, always report it. Your one little report might feel like a drop in the ocean, but it could be the exact piece of the puzzle the authorities need.
And all this leaves us with one last kind of deep question to think about. Where's the line between justice and, well, vengeance? Wasting a scammer's time feels pretty good, feels like justice, but how far is too far? It's a tricky one, right? When you're fighting against people who have zero rules, what should our rules be? Something to chew on. Thanks for hanging out and exploring this with me.